Hey guys, and what's going on? Tyrauku here, and I hope you've all been doing great. Hopefully, you've been seeing the new champions coming out. Hopefully, you found one you like. Hopefully, you're looking forward to the Tatura fusion. Looking pretty awesome for sure. Definitely a fusion that I'm excited for. Done a little bit of playing around with him, not a ton, but a little bit. And I do like him, of course. But today, I want to talk about this guy. Okay, this guy I think has been talked about, or kind of like people have noticed. Hey, Chaagur. I don't know how you say his name. Cha is what we'll call him. But either way, I think I've seen a few people saying this guy's pretty cool. I had somebody in Discord, Moonwalker, actually ask something about his passive. So this video is partially inspired by him to clarify some stuff about his passive ability. Now it shows it needs books here. It doesn't actually need books. I do want to mention this is from the test server. That's why I have almost 1 million gems. I wouldn't decline 1 million gems being sent to the live servers whatsoever, but unfortunately only here, not on my actual account. So this is test server footage right here. But today, let's jump into talking about Chaagur, whatever his name is, okay? So you'll see the gear I have him in. I have him in a toxic set. I'll get into why I have that a little bit later on. But basically, stat priority, if you just pulled him on the live servers, congrats. He's, I think, one of the few champions who I think super fun, like just a cool kit, cool champion with a lot of different options to use them, plus a very, very good champion. There's some champions in the game who are a lot of fun to play with, but maybe not the greatest. And there's a lot of champions who are really, really good. Well, I guess if they're good, they're probably kind of fun, right? But Warlord, is he actually fun? I don't know. But either way, this guy is fun and he's really good. So as far as stat priority goes, I was trying to get him some decent amount of HP to at least survive in the content that I'm doing. The attack is his focus. I mean, he's an attack-based champion, so I do want him to do a good amount of damage, okay? And then his defense, if you can get some, get some. I do think I have a ring with some defense on it, so it's pretty good defense there. So I definitely was pushing that up from the ring, but still, base defense isn't great, so it's going to be hard to push that number very high. But if you're going to take him through like solo content, obviously you want to make sure he survives. So put him in a spot where he survives, get the attack good, the speed, you want it to be a good spot. Today I'm going to be doing some solo Dragon 25 and 230 speed. These stats work perfectly fine. Crit rate, unfortunately, 98%. I know it's not a good number, guys, but hey, we're going to roll with what we got. I didn't try to min-max his gear, just threw him in a toxic set and he's good to go. Now the resistance, you actually don't need very high resistance on him because he's taking turns so quickly, cycling through stuff, getting counterattacks, all that kind of good stuff. He's healing himself very, very well against the dragon. I didn't have any issues. The accuracy, you want to make sure this is appropriate for wherever you are in the game. If you're in dungeons, you want about 10 times the stage number up until stage 20. And then stage 20 on, you want at least 200 accuracy. So if you're very early game, or if you're even mid game and you pull this dude, he's going to be a huge account boost, okay? I think even for early game accounts, I bet this guy can probably solo dragon stages wherever you're at. I mean, he's a void champion, okay? So a lot of these dragon solo champions like Bad L, like Venus, there's other ones, but they're a little bit restricted based on affinity. This dude's not. He's void, okay? So just like Venus, he's not worried about affinity whatsoever. Now his skills, let's take a look at these. His books, I think he requires 11 books. So for a champion of this caliber to only need 11 books, it's pretty insane. His A1 places sleep, attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing sleep. Get it booked up. You definitely want to get this booked up. Books up to 75% chance of placing sleep. And this is why his kit is so much fun. His other abilities are good, but this paired with the passive is so much fun. Okay, his A2 ability attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit has a 75% chance. When booked, it's a 100% chance of placing 5% poison for 4 turns. The second hit has a 75% chance of placing 60% decreased defense for 3 turns. Now, obviously, it'd be better if it was decreased defense first, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's still getting the damage out there. He's still placing good debuffs, and it's not going to make a difference. We could always complain, hey, let's switch the decreased defense to first, but hey, he's already very, very good the way he is. Then we have his A3. Attacks one enemy, then attacks 1 time at random. If the target is under a poison debuff, will ignore shield, block damage, and unkillable buffs. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Also, resets the cooldown of the Venom Storm skill if this attack kills 2 enemies. So the Venom Storm is the A2 ability. So this ability, very, very solid. Only damage boosting from the book. So if you dodge this ability and you want to save your books, go for it. I mean, these two are very, very needed. This one, not so much. Passive ability shows there's books, but it's not actually true, I don't think. And when it comes to the live servers, I don't think these will be here. Plus, you can't actually book this. I go in here, can't actually book it at all. So let me go back to the champions and check him out again. His passive ability. This is where I think, honestly, he shines. This is where I found so much fun with playing him, okay? So instantly, and this is also where Moonwalker had the question, instantly attacks enemies with the default skill, which remember that places a 75% chance of placing sleep or has a 75% chance of placing sleep. Instantly attacks them with the default skill whenever they receive damage from poison debuffs placed by this champion. The question about this part was how it interacted, okay? Basically, what this does is you apply the poisons, and I'm 99% sure, and we're going to confirm this with the toxic set, but if this champion places a poison, whenever that champion, the enemy takes a turn, they're going to have the poison deal damage to them. Then he's going to counterattack and have that chance of placing sleep. So you have a 75% chance, assuming they don't have block debuffs or anything like that, of causing the enemy to skip their turn. So you place the sleep, they obviously wake up, and it's the next turn, okay? So it's actually such a good ability. You'll see when we're going through the dragon. Also, when hitting enemies under poison debuffs, heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted. So kind of like a mini lifesteal built into his kit. So nice. Increases ally attack in all battles by 33%. You really can't beat that aura. Opens him up very nicely to soloing content. Now, as far as his masteries go, obviously, take this as like a template, work from this if you want, but go ahead and build your masteries to how you see fit. Currently, I have War Master to do some extra damage to the dragon. I have Whirlwind of Death. I could have picked Spirit Haste as well for some extra speed, but honestly, 230 speed, he's taking so many turns. But basically, my goal here was, hey, apply good amount of debuffs, get good amount of tax off, and then just survive as long as you can. So let me jump in here to dragons. And remember, okay, this dude is an attack-based champion, stage 25 of dragon, attack-based champion with 30,000 HP and like 2,900 defense. So it's nothing crazy whatsoever. Now I'm going to try to remember whenever I get to the dragon to actually turn it off of auto, uses A1, only apply poisons from the toxic set and see if he counterattacks. I'm 99% sure he does counterattack. But as you can see here, after he does his attack right here, let's see. So that person got a turn. It's kind of hard to see when they get slept. But like this person got slept. Yep, got slept. It doesn't actually show the debuff, but they do get slept and they wake up and they skip their turn. So it's kind of difficult to see what's going on, but you can see the Z's. No, okay, it didn't place, 75% chance, so it doesn't always place, of course. I'm trying to slow it down so you guys can have the best chance of seeing it as possible. Obviously, the block debuffs is going to ruin that. You can see the sleep from him just now from the Oathbound. He did get slept, skipped his turn. Obviously, like I said, if they have block debuffs, it ruins it because you can't sleep somebody if they already have block debuffs. Now, he will counterattack, which is very cool, very nice, but he won't place that sleep. Now, I've done this once before and it worked perfectly smooth. I actually ran him earlier with a lifesteal set. So if you're an early game player, mid game player, and you were lucky enough to pull this guy, first off, congratulations. Because like I said, this dude is one of the champions who I think is, which I don't know if I said that this video or a different recording, but this guy is super fun, okay? He's one of the few champions of the game who's really good and really just like fun. Fun in the sense, not that he's carrying you through content, but fun in the sense that you could potentially build him with several different builds, get creative with how you use him, and he's still gonna be very good. There's not a ton of champions in the game who you can really do that with, like really expand how many different builds you try with them, okay? Now this is what I wanna test out, okay? So his passive is when they receive poison damage from poisons placed by this champion, okay? Now I would assume that if he's using his A1 and placing the poison from the toxic set, that when the dragon takes poison damage that he'll still counterattack. But let's make sure, okay? So the dragon has that. Dragon's about to take a turn. Let's see if when he takes poison damage, if he counterattacks, okay? So dragon takes a turn, takes poison damage, he's counterattacking. So perfect. So it doesn't matter if it's coming from the toxic set or if it's coming from poison that he actually placed from that A2 ability. Either way, he's going to do the stuff that he needs to do to get the counterattack going. I got a little bit worried just now because he got pretty low HP. No lifesteal set, only the lifesteal mastery, plus the lifesteal that he's getting whenever he is counterattacking or attacking an enemy with poison. So the War Master's helping there a lot as well. Whenever he gets those War Master procs, it's going to make his heal so much bigger. But you can see, once he gets to the dragon, the run is so much faster, okay? Like killing the dragon, not a problem whatsoever. The waves are a little bit slow, but that's to be expected, right? I mean, he's not geared to do a ton of damage. Honestly, if you had a really good toxic set, you could probably do dragon pretty daggone quick. I tried him earlier with just like nuker gear and he did okay, but once you get to the dragon, he didn't have quite enough poisons to really get it down. This worked for me so far in the toxic set and or the lifesteal set. Both those sets work perfectly fine. I do have a blood shield accessory. No, I don't. Yeah, I do have a blood shield accessory. I don't know how much it's contributing. 5%. If you're having a hard time surviving, if you have some blood shield stuff that makes sense, throw it on him for sure, right? But if not, don't really worry about it. I don't think it's going to be a massive difference whether you have it or you don't. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the arena. Also, I want to mention this dude. Let's go look at a Doom Tower battle run real quick. We're 11 minutes into the video. I don't want to spend too long. I tested some of the floors up there. Didn't really work great. But let's look at this, okay? Like, throw him in here. He's going to be amazing for Doom Tower. If you're struggling now, against Rotos waves, Siphi's going to cleanse the Rotos anyways of all the poisons before they even take damage. I tested that out. But against waves like this, just watch what he does, okay? Like, look how much control this guy has. Kale. Okay, that Kale took a turn. That Kale took a turn. Well, I guess she got slept, and then he's just going ham. He's going crazy against all these enemies. Honestly, absolutely insane. Now, if you want to actually do this and have him on the team, you do have to be careful, because if he enters that second wave with that A2 ability on cooldown, he's going to struggle quite a bit, because his A1 ability is single target. So you're not going to be able to place poisons on everybody. When you place poisons from him on everybody, that's what's allowing him to do that sleep on everybody as well. There's not very many champions who can solo this far up in hard Doom Tower, the waves. I don't feel like. Maybe there is. I've never tried it, but the amount of CC this guy brings is actually amazing. 75% chance of placing sleep, and the sleep's not going to, well, I mean, he breaks his own sleep, but it's not going to be broken by anything else because of how his mechanics works. So they get their turn, get slept, skip their turn. I mean, he's soloing these waves without an issue. Level 290, he's walking through them, not a problem whatsoever. Well, I say that. You got to watch his cooldown, like I said, like I mentioned, and I forgot about it. You got to watch that. But all right. Just for the sake of actually completing this, I know some people maybe don't like people quitting in the middle of stuff. I gotta go ahead. I gotta quit. I don't want to waste your guys' time. We're gonna go ahead and jump over to Arena. I tried out a few things over there. I don't want to spend too long elaborating on all this stuff, but check this out, okay? I tried. Okay. Warlord. I think I maybe mentioned him in a different recording. Either way, Warlord, super annoying champion. Nobody likes going against him. However, now you have a 75% chance of making the Warlord not do anything, right? So before I did this video, I tested this. So hopefully it works again. Block debuffs to make the Duchess not block debuffs make the Duchess not place block debuffs. So I placed block buffs on her. So hopefully I can just continue the CC, but check out how good this guy is, okay? So we get poison on everybody. Warlord takes a turn. Warlord takes a nap. Boom. Nobody's locked out. We're all safe from the wrath of Scratch's Warlord, all right? We're all good to go. Tired Warlord. Now, granted, we need the DPS to actually finish this off. That may be an issue here, but if this guy was geared with some Savage gear maybe, so Warlord, I guess, wasn't that tired, ended up taking a turn, ended up getting his damage off. However, if this guy was geared in some Savage gear and actually dealing some more damage from his hit plus a decent amount of accuracy, I think he could be a possible threat for the arena. Let me back out of this. Well, let me try to finish this real quick and see if we're able to maybe go throw him in some Savage gear. My Solus had some Savage gear. Maybe test him out to see how he would do if he's in Savage gear, okay? See how much damage he can do actually nuking, all right? Because right here, we don't have any true win condition against a team like this. Very tanky team for sure. It's going to be hard to deal a lot of damage to him. So I'm going to see what he can do as far as damage goes. I think I tested him out a little bit. I wasn't super impressed earlier by his damage, but let's see. Maybe if we get decreased defense first, maybe it's going to be better. Let's see if we can get the Warlord to sleep again. Actually, that hit pretty hard. Daggone. Chunked him down. Wow. The Duchess doesn't have any poisons, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get, okay, nothing. Got some poison from the Toxic set. How many champions do you see geared in a Toxic set that are winning? Not very many, right? Recall quest. Oh, that's nice. We get the recall quest. I guess I've been gone too long. Let's go ahead and go in here real quick. Honestly, I like the Toxic set a lot on him. I really like this Toxic set because it gives a better chance from all of his abilities. So his A1, placing that poison. So actually, I really like that a lot. The A1 has a chance of placing the poison when he's doing his counterattack. So he's constantly keeping those poisons up on the enemy to really keep that crowd control locked in. Versus this ability, if it gets cleansed, then maybe it causes issues. But okay, I like what's going on so far. Let me go in here real quick. re-gear this guy, and I'll be right back. I'll put him in my Leoris's gear, and we'll see how he works. All right, guys, I'm back now. Got him in some Savage gear, Savage plus speed. Let me go ahead and reset this real quick. It doesn't really matter too much. Let me just grab some masteries that are going to be pretty good as far as damage dealing goes. Grab Helm Smasher down there from the bottom. Just a real quick setup, and we don't really need nothing over here. Nothing over there is going to change the damage we deal. So we'll just grab that stuff, and let's go ahead and jump into another battle. Do a few just to see what his damage is. If you guys are interested in seeing what his damage is in the arena, I don't want to leave that out, okay? But I think he has so many benefits outside of just smacking hard in the arena that he's such a fun champion. Honestly, this is one of my more wanted champions. I can't say he's my most wanted because I still want Hegemon more than him, but definitely one of the top. Definitely a champion who, if I pull, I'll be more than happy, which is nice because there's been a few Void champions recently who've came out and it's kind of like, dang, I don't really want this guy, right? So definitely a very solid Void. Okay, he did decent damage. What did he end up hitting for? He ended up hitting for 186,000 against Bliss How. Let's see what. Okay, so I think Tatura is in my actual nuker gear right now. Let's see. Which, I don't know. I don't know what I feel about his damage. We'll see. This would be a decent kind of an okay comparison. Let's see. We'll test the guy with a few different things. I could use Magnar here as well, actually. We have the decreased defense going, and okay, not a very good comparison, actually. This dude did 122,000. Let's go to a different team. We'll test it against Hell Hades' team real quick. So recently used. We use Cythalia. Not the exact team that I would usually be using. Typically, I'd be having Kaimar or something in here just for the reset and stuff. But for the time being, this is very solid. Void Affinity champion, so you get the benefit of not having to worry about being weak affinity, right? I mean, you're going to be Void, so you're not going to be weak to anything. Perfect. Now, this is so cool. So he attacks. Let's see if we got any poison. So no poisons applied. We got a poison over there. The toxic set, you can't resist it, right? So the toxic set has that extra benefit. We slept the Candrophon over there. I love it when the champions take naps. That Candrophon could have wiped out my whole team, but instead, he decided to take a little nap. I love it. I love it. The block debuffs is very nice because with him especially, having that block debuffs prevents that sleep from not being able to be played. So I think Ugo, if you're running Chaagur, I think Ugo's going to get a big boost in usability for you, or a champion like Gerptuk, anybody who can place block debuffs. Anybody like that is going to be very, very solid. Let's go ahead and see how much damage this hits for. We have nobody under poison, unfortunately, so I'm starting to like the toxic set even more, to be honest. So, Arena Nuker, who's good in toxic set? Maybe. Either way, ton of viability. Obviously, campaign farming is going to be a breeze for this guy. You're probably not going to be using him as a campaign farmer, though, because there's faster options. His animations, kind of slow. Let's go ahead and see. I think it's like 12 seconds when I did it earlier. We'll test it here. 12-3 brutal. But I mean, he's going to have good survivability. Maybe he can do Nightmare campaign. Actually, I'll go give that a shot real quick. I'll see if he can do Nightmare Chapter 12, Stage 6. That's one with the best experience, best silver, I believe. But a lot of times Magic Affinities champions farm that because they're strong, I believe. And it's one of the quicker ones. So 15 seconds, nothing great. Fellhound makes that look slow. He makes 15 seconds look slow. So keep that in mind. Depends on how fast you want to do this stuff. Chapter 12, Stage 6. Let's see if our dude can do it. I got a feeling he can. I got a feeling he can do it without too much of an issue just because he has such good survivability, right? So if you're, dang, okay. This dude's actually insane for Chapter 12, Stage 6 of Nightmare. Wow. Maybe worth it. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a dicey stuff here. Okay, 24 seconds in nuking gear. So he's in arena nuking gear. Obviously, you don't want him to get hit because if he gets hit, he's going to be in a bad shape. You can consider maybe putting him in the toxic gear. I think he could do this in toxic gear as well because every time an enemy takes a turn who has poison on him, he's going to counterattack him or attack him, which it's not a counter attack, so it's doing full damage. Counterattacks typically have a damage reduction. This would be full damage. So this is very nice. His speed right now is actually below 200. So he could actually do this faster if he was above 200 speed. Let me see what his speed's at right now. Yeah, 192. So if we're getting 2 turns for their 1, he'd actually do that a decent amount faster. Let me see real quick if I have any piece in here that could just boost that. This was not planned in the video, okay? This was not my intention to test this. However, if we could grab a little bit more speed from something, literally anything, I like to show you guys what happens here. So we'll even take him out of, it doesn't even matter if he's in a Savage set or not. Sorry, I typically don't like adding this kind of stuff to the videos, but this could be pretty useful information here. Which I take that back because he already had Whirlwind of Death, right? No, actually I took that, no, actually I changed his masteries. So of course he doesn't have Whirlwind of Death anymore. Let's see. Still getting only 1 turn per the enemy's turn. I thought he was gonna get 2. I guess I was wrong. Either way, he's still doing it. Broken Savage set. Savage set obviously made him do a little bit quicker, get him over 200 speed, even pick up Whirlwind of Death. He's going to have those 2 turns per the enemies, giving him a better chance of getting to this last wave, going before that Kymar takes 2 turns, getting that AoE up right there, which is really going to make this run pretty safe. But either way, a sub 25 second, possibly sub 30 second, most likely, farmer is going to be very, very solid. Obviously, he did a little bit longer there, but it's going to be consistent. Nightmare Campaign farmer. There you go, guys. A lot of solid options for this guy, for this dude. If you pulled him, congratulations. Very fun champion. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.